morning. To some of us, it's TGIF, thank God it's Friday. And to others, it's, oh my gosh, it's Friday. For me, it's, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's Friday already because these Fridays are coming really, really fast and furious. Sometimes honestly, during the week, I don't know what day of the week it is. You just don't know because things are just happening so quickly. We are recognizing that too. I realize our death rate has increased every day. There's a funeral somewhere, and it leads me to want to believe that we really have to start to look at the way that we live. We have to realize that life is short. Remember those days, and my parents used to say life is short, but we now realize that days are going really faster. So we see that we have less time to do what we want to do. So what we need to do now is to make sure that we do the things that are absolutely necessary. And that is one of the most important things is starting to reach out to others and starting to live life like today's your last because we just don't know. For those of you who would have lost loved ones during the week or otherwise for the year, I want to send my condolences to you. But we know it's all not loss. Things are going to get better. We have been told that by the science and the people who are in charge. They say things are going to get better. We have to always go through a rough patch in order to make sure we understand what is going on and find solutions to the problems that we have. So it's not lost. We have friends, we have relatives, and we still have life. For those of you who wakes up in the morning with pain and complains about, oh, how painful it is, be grateful. Because if you don't have pain, it means that, if you have pain, it means that you're alive, and that is one of the good things that you have to give thanks for. You are in tune to our Voices program, Your Views program. I don't know where I'm going with that one, but Your Views program. Your Views, the program is aired on Win FM every Friday morning at around this time, 10 o'clock. It's a program where you sometimes can call in, depends on the discussion that we are having. But the program is geared towards giving information that is absolutely necessary. We have discussions with people who are in the know, who understand what it takes to get us to where we are. We have discussions with people who just want to talk about certain things that they're doing. We cater to everybody. That's one of the things that we do here on Your Views. And normally your host is Sandra Quilly-Atherton. That's me. And I'm the host this morning. And this morning I have with me a favorite person, one of my favorite persons, a long-time school friend. We have gone way, way, way back then. He's a person who I've admired then, and he's a person who I admire more so now. Not because of his achievement, but because he's the person who is the same person that he was when we used to go to school until now. He has not changed. And I like his humility. He's such a humble person. I like his love that he has for people. And I'm not just saying that because, I want him to get swell-headed. I don't think that is even going to move him because he's so accustomed to things like these. And it is the truth. When you speak the truth, it doesn't really affect you in those kind because you understand who you are. And I'm one who believes that people should never define you. You're supposed to know who you are. You don't wait until people compliment you or people who want to talk bad things about you. When you know where you are and how you're positioned, these things doesn't mean anything to you. But he is a very good friend of mine. He is a very, very intelligent person, but he surprised me. I used to think that there's nothing else he can do that can surprise me, but he has really surprised me, and I'm going to tell you why and how he would have surprised me. I know he's jack of all trades and he's master of many, but this one, it was really a shocker. Good morning, Cameron. Oh, I do call you Cameron. Good morning, Doc. Yeah, I know. I don't think I can ever change that because it's always Cameron. Sometimes our achievements are our achievements. And you look at achievements as achievements. And people should admire you for the time and the energy that you put in, the effort that you put in to achieve what you achieve. But it really doesn't change who you are. And like I said earlier, that has not changed you in any way. You're just Cameron Wilkerson, and you're proud to be called that. That's your government's name, and you carry it well.
Thank you.
All the other accolades are accolades. Cameron, welcome to Your Views. This morning we want to talk about your Calypsonian ability. You told me you can't sing, and so you would have used people to sing for.
Yeah, that's why I hope we have Murray on the line.
We have Murray on the line. Trent, we're going to hear the lyrics to the songs that you would have composed. I was floored when you sent me this, and I listened to it. I said, no, it can't be real. But I want you to be the judge, so I want you to have a listen to these songs, and then I'm going to tell you that while you're listening to it, Dr. Wilkinson wrote these songs. Trent, let's hear these songs from Murray. I sent them to you. How you mean you don't get them yet? And say he hasn't gotten the songs yet, so I'm gonna send them to him again. Chantal, you ain't got them yet, and they're there. Um, Something is wrong with your phone. Your phone is not working as it should. I am going to. Oh, it's still coming through. I think that's flow for you. Flow is always flowing in not the right direction. It's a little slow sometimes. It's actually going to trend. It's gonna be there in the next 2 seconds, so then you can start playing the song. But in the meantime, Cameron, what got you into writing calypso?
Well, uh, Sandra, as you know, there is Dr. Wilkinson and there is Cameron.
Yeah.
And I, as you said earlier, never let anyone define me or let the profession define me. And so I enjoy carnival, I enjoy calypso. Those persons who know me will know that every year for the last 25 years since I've been back here, I've been involved in carnival in some form, whether playing mass, Juve, which I don't miss. Big up to Extreme Juve. And I decided to try my hand in calypso. And one of the reasons why this happened, it was a chance meeting, really. Murray, if he's here listening, he came to see me with someone, and we started to talk about calypso, etc. And he said that he was looking for some tunes for this year's carnival. And I told him, well, I believe that I can help you and write a few lines.
Oh, wow.
And so I did.
A few lines? Cameron, no. You're going to tell me you have the ability to tell somebody, I'm going to write you a song in such a short time. And you did? How long did it take you to write these songs?
Well, the first song that is called How Many More. Well, when Murray and I were talking, we were coming up with concepts, and he was thinking about having something about the 50th anniversary of Carnival and focus around that. And I told him that I think that we need to be more creative, because everyone is going to be singing about the 50th anniversary, but we can sing about events that's current and still tie that in some way. And, you know, my passion is about this pandemic and keeping people safe and getting the message out. And so a light bulb went off in my head, because I said, I can use the voice of Murray to get the message across about the pandemic and the seriousness of it and the vaccine and education, etc. And so I had done a Facebook post on, I think it was the 19th of September, that was entitled How Many More? And I went on to speak about how many more must die, etc. And so I just decided to turn that message into a calypso.
Wow, you are very, very, very creative. Well, like I said, I know that you have the ability to do such. And the other one, Letter to Marie, the other song, where you got that concept from?
Well, again, it's interesting. There's some persons who ask me, who is John Warner, this lawyer, etc. And I have to explain to them it's a fictional character. What we attempted to do was to capture in 8 minutes or less the evolution of the public perception as it relates to marijuana, to speak about the many lives that were destroyed through the harsh punishments, etc., that were being meted out. The fact that even though persons are imprisoned, they will still continue to use it, some of them. I wanted to bring across the way the medical community has evolved over time as it relates to marijuana and the benefits associated with it, at the same time warning the youths that it can be dangerous to their health. And we wanted to make sure, though, that it was a song that could be sang by innocent persons and be sufficiently covered where they don't know that they're actually singing about marijuana. And so the link between Mary and her last name, Warner, doesn't come in until the last verse, okay? But, you know, like me, we grew up in Navy Street, Market Street, etc. You know, there are a number of persons who used it, and some of them suffered
it's true.
their penalty, you know. And I thought it was important for me to bring that to light. There's some persons were shocked that I would write something about marijuana, but
I was. When I listened to it, I first I couldn't understand because I could only when you listen to it, you have to really listen to it right to the end, and then I understood what you were you know how witty you were there.
yeah, and I was happy that Murray was able to do a great job with both songs and deliver them, and so he deserves the credit because he came up with the melody and with his
Wow.
team, they came up with the music, etc. So all I did was pen the words, but I credit
Absolutely.
Murray for coming up with the melody, etc. of these songs.
Absolutely great, Murray. I think that you're online and you can hear us.
Good morning. Yes, I'm here listening.
Hi, good morning. I listened to your voice. Well, thanks to Cameron, I had a chance to listen to you because Calypso is not something I really listen to. But then I realized after he sent it to me, and then I heard your name because I wasn't even aware that Murray sings Calypso. So I was introduced to you through a song, and I was very much impressed. More so because if not more so, but the fact that it was written by Cameron and he made mention of the fact, not made mention, he emphasized that it was sung and done by you. Congratulations. This song is quite interesting. I always look at Calypso. It's not the melody, it's the lyrics. And these I find a lot of Calypsonians, the songs are void of good lyrics. And I think this is a very, very good one. How do you feel about the songs that Dr. Wilkinson would have written? And did you know that he had those kind of talent?
No, actually, I think I've only met Dr. Wilkinson about 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
We've not really had a proper meeting. He mentioned that first time that we met in his office and the brief conversation and what blossomed from it.
Wow.
And then I went back with the same patient the second time, spent about 5 minutes. He got his prescription, and we were out of there.
Wow.
And then I met him briefly again. So Dr. Wilkinson is not somebody that I know personally. What happened there was a connection of
Wow.
kindred calypso minds.
Great minds,
That's
great
the essence of
minds.
chemistry.
Wow.
And I feel very blessed. Sometimes they say when you make sacrifices for others,
You reap
good
the
things-
blessings.
Yeah, and that continues to be the hallmark of my life. I didn't have to be in that office with that patient. I could have delegated somebody else to, it's an employee of the company that I manage. And I could have delegated and sent somebody else, but I decided no, I would take a personal interest and I would go. I could have said, I'm going to step back because I have some calypsos to write because, all that was on my mind at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But I came, and I'm very happy that I met Dr. Wilkinson. And in terms of his fluency and how fast he could write these songs, he's very prolific. Our conversation
Wow.
took place around 11:30 that morning. And by 1 o'clock, I was back on the Sidridge and headed to Nevis. And sometime around 3 o'clock is when I received Letter to Marry.
What? No, Cameron. And you're so.
All four of us wrote it.
What?
Yeah.
And he sits
I
here
know
like,
that.
he sits here, you should see him. Sits here like, it took me nearly a year to get this thing done.
No, I was absolutely shocked. And then that was a Friday afternoon. And by the Saturday morning, maybe around 10 o'clock, my phone pinged again, and it was him, and it was Letter to Marry, my dear.
Wow. Cameron, I'm even more. There's nothing that you do has surprised me because I know what your capabilities are. But this one for sure, I would not have thought Calypso would have been. I know you say you can't sing and you're always interested in Calypso, but you found somebody who can be your voice, which is quite good, and the messaging is just quite clear.
Well, when I say I can't sing, I sing a lot. I sing at home by myself.
I know, I know you can sing because I
No.
heard you. I heard you, but you forgot you all the music you and Dr. Laws and that NEOC song.
No,
which was quite good.
well, with that, I was convinced then that the message I was hearing that I couldn't sing came through loud and clear because we were in the studio with Socrates, and he kept saying cut and going over all the time. And when it was getting close to midnight, Socrates said, "You know what? People are going to listen to this song not because you can sing, but because the lyrics." And he said, "You and Dr. Laws, this is the final cut." And we sang, and that was it.
Oh my God. Well,
You
it
know.
was quite good. It was quite
but
good.
I think we're all off key, you know.
It was quite good. Trent, let's see if people can hear the lyrics to the song that Dr. Wilkinson would have composed. It's quite interesting. So those of you who are listening, I hope that you would pay keen attention to the lyrics of the song. Maury, I'm very impressed with your voice. Like I said, I didn't know that you sing calypso. Never heard of you, Calypso Maury, but you have. I'm impressed.
Thank you very much, my dear. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see if Trent have it queued up and ready.
I was actually in the finals last year,
Oh,
2020.
I'm
Thank
ashamed.
you.
Go ahead, Trent. I'm so ashamed. Let's go, Trent.
March 2020, coronavirus was declared a pandemic, sending the entire world into a chronic state of fear and panic. We felt the ravages and the disruption of this deadly virus. With the rates of deaths rising, COVID cases now escalate among us. These increasing cases are now problematic. Although given advice on protection, we choose to ignore it. The excuses we hear are truly amazing. It's time now to act to stop people from dying. My people, how many more must die? My people, how many more must cry? Before a simple mask we start wearing and our hands we start sanitizing. How many more must die? How many more must cry? Before the bars and rum shops stop overcrowding. Before the life-saving vaccine we start taking. How many more must die? My people, the stakes are high. How many more must die? Now we have two vaccines for COVID-19, which are safe and effective. Choose now to roll up your sleeve. Take the jab. Do not be dismissive. Your vaccination is guaranteed to keep you from the COVID ward. Also from severe disease and death, gives you protection. This shall be your reward. Those with pre-existing health conditions, also the young and the old, they need your love and protection. As your brother's keeper, the choice that you make can affect all of us. So make sure that you vaccinate. My people, how many more must die? My people, how many more must cry? Before you make that urgent decision to take the COVID injection. How many more must die? How many more must cry? Before you stop attending illegal social gatherings and stop breaking curfew put in place to protect you. How many more must die? My people, the stakes are high. How many more must die? hands. But the threat of COVID is real, life or death. Which one will you choose? Dr. Laws and Wilkinson, for 1 year now, have been preaching and beseeching. From the pulpit of medicine, a wealth of advice, but very few listening. This deadly virus is highly infectious, but most dangerous are the hypocrites that we have among us. They take their job, then convince you not to take it. Learn to think for yourself. Do not wait until you get sick. My people, how many more must die? My people, how many more must cry before you follow and pay attention to factual information? How many more must die? How many more must cry before you open your eyes and come to realize people are dying? They pay the price for procrastinating. How many more must die? My people, the stakes are high. How many more must die?
Wow, Cameron, I am so impressed. Murray, I hope
Yes.
you're participating. You're in the finals
Yes, I'm singing in position number 1 tonight in the
in eliminations.
I'm actually here. I'm actually here ironing my clothes.
Oh, well, I'm going to tell you, I am one of the judges. I think I'm going to do it from home, and you're definitely in the finals. And I can almost guarantee you, it's a very, when you talk about lyrics, it is very well done, well composed, well sung. You have a very good voice, I must say that, though. For a Calypsonian, you hit heights that Cameron, that was a difficult song you wrote, though, but it was because the tune, it's a hard one to sing. Murray, you did a great job.
And I hope the public realizes you're joking when you say you're a judge.
No, I'm not a judge. I'm judging from my home.
I know, that's why.
Yeah. But you said, I'm very sorry about that.
No, I said that it seems as though, I've been writing calypso. I am an average writer. And I've been singing. And I've made like first runner-up and second runner-up in the Davis competition. I've made it to semifinals in St. Kitts in 2019. I also was a Carrie Festa theme song winner in 1999/2000, Carrie Festa 7, and performed that song. But I would say that my voice has chosen the right time to mature because I was not customarily making these heights.
Interesting.
I don't know. It could have been the prolonged Culturama season. We didn't have it in July. It went over to September, and so I kept rehearsing. I had to rehearse, and sing a lot, and I think it has done a lot to make my voice stronger.
Wow. It came to the right time. King Murray, that's the next style you're going to walk with. Because I am telling you, like I said to you, I don't like calypso. I don't listen to calypso. It's not one of my thing. I like more soca than anything else. And calypso for me has a story. And a lot of calypsonians are not singing calypso. So when you have a calypso competition, you have a lot of people that like different soca beats. Soca and calypso for me are two different things. This one, it's always a story that is told in calypso. This song is very, very good. And I'm not just saying it, Cameron, because it's you. I am very much impressed that you could have sat down and wrote something like this. But when I listen to it and people are now listening to the song, the message is quite clear. It's very timely. And it's really good. It's good. It's a good song. And I like the lyrics. I like the music. I like the melody to it. Your song is second to none, Murray. I am very much impressed. And I have crowned you king. I don't think I want to listen to anything else. You're very good. And like I said, I am my own judge, not a judge on the show. And I would have judged you that. So
I think Murray should just mention who the other persons who contributed in terms of the music, etc.
Murray, who the melody, who composed the song?
Okay, I did the melody,
Uh-huh.
and Dr. Wilkinson is giving me credit for the melody, but the melody is very much guided in with how I operate, how I function. The melody is guided by the storyline
Yeah.
and the language used.
Wow.
So all that set the tone for where I went with the melody.
Good.
Then once I got that, I went to Real Vibes Studio. That's a small upcoming studio in Nevis who has been very active of late. Owned and operated by Mr. Delroy Walters, a young man. He also plays the bass and plays musical instruments in general because he played all the music on that soundtrack.
Wow.
And I told him, I said, Wes, I normally bring my songs to you. I come with the melody, yes, but I've never given you the license to just inject as much of yourself into the song, into the whole production as possible. I've always been interjecting and saying what I want, you want, but here we go now. This one is yours. Give me something unique. Give me something different. And he said, he called me advisor. He said, advisor, I will not disappoint you.
And he did not.
And when he came back with this arrangement, it gave me goosebumps. It's the first time that he gave me anything that actually had that effect on me. I felt chills.
Wow. Wow.
I was very impressed.
And Maury, there's some controversial statements that have been made. And I want to believe, Cameron, anybody else in the NEOC would have written any other songs for anybody else?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so then it has to be this one then, I'm assuming. But the assumption is made that you're not vaccinated, and members are trying to push you because of the fact that the song was written by a member of the NEOC?
Yes, I know. It's very unfortunate. I'm actually getting ready to take my booster.
Okay. Wow.
I could not be singing unless I had presented my vaccination certificate.
Wow.
And to also reinforce that point, I'm the general manager of Nevis Solid Waste Management Authority, and I wasn't the first to take my vaccination. A few of the guys in the field, they forced me to it. But as a team leader, as a department head, the onus was on me to lead by example, and I led by example. And now I'm getting ready to take my booster shot. So anybody who will be making such statements, that's purely out of malice, and I'm very disappointed that, and most of them are my Calypso colleagues, that they would have taken such a route, but I do not hold it against them. Calypso can be a dirty business as well, and sometimes they hit low. I wouldn't even be surprised if somebody wrote a Calypso and made me the topic. But guess what? Controversy sells.
Yeah, it does.
And what they've done is that they've also helped to give the song some impetus, some movement forward, and bring it more into sharp focus. And that is what we want, because the message is very pertinent and timely, and we need to get the message out. So even though they may have intended it for bad, I think that there's a lot of good which is coming out of it, and they're helping me to promote this song, and I'm very happy for that. I say kudos to them, and I thank them very much.
I was disappointed too. Just like you would have said, I was disappointed when people can always hit below the belt, huh? It's just, I was like, and people who doesn't know, like people like me who don't know anything about Calypso and Calypsonians, I was like, well, how would they do something like that, allow him to do so and others are not doing otherwise? It's just sad when people can do those propaganda and...
Well, one of the reasons why...
How the argument could be valid, because they're trying to mix orange and apples or grapes and oranges. Because even if Dr. Wilkinson happened to write two Calypsos, I don't see what that has, and that don't have any relevance to the debate.
It's true.
Because what we are dealing with here would be legislation. And legislation and policy brought down from the cabinet.
Yeah,
this is not just the task force, it's the cabinet doing legislation and enforcing. Okay?
But to be quite honest, I am here smiling because, I am so accustomed to having punches thrown below the belt, and I just ignore them and move on. And
You're a
so,
boxer, you know that. You know to move and dodge and
yeah.
yeah.
And the most important thing, as Murray said, is getting the message out there. I just want him to go out there and compete, and whatever happens, happens. But the most important thing is this is a song that we're in the middle of a pandemic. There's still people who are dying. We have a new variant that we have to face. We still haven't had the Delta variant here. And if we can get the message out in
We would
Calypso,
avoid both these variants coming
yes,
here.
Yes, we will do that.
And that's what people have to start looking at. You know, that's what I found with the song. It was the message that was quite clear. It was more information that is not even out there, you know, and people hearing this thing over and over again. People in different circles wouldn't listen to certain things, but you're in the Calypso arena, this thing, people are listening it not only on the local scene, but the regional and international, because people go via social media and they're going to be hearing this. And it's a message that goes, it's a very, very good message. And I don't know why people would have tried to be so facetious or malicious to want to make statements like that he's not vaccinated and a member of the NEOC is pushing him. This propaganda I can't deal with. It's just not a right. It's like he said, like Maurice said, it has helped him, you know, to get his message even clearer across. But I don't think, as a fellow Calypsonian, I don't think people should say these things when it's not true.
And as I said earlier too, I am Dr. Wilkinson. I'm also Cameron.
Yeah.
And I can do whatever I want as Cameron within the law. And so if I love Calypso, if I go to Calypso, if I gave it to Murray and he's going to sing, then that has nothing to do with my
Absolutely.
job on the NEOC or as Dr. Wilkinson.
Absolutely, absolutely. And people have to understand that you can do whatever you want to. There's a Cameron and there's a Dr. Wilkinson. You wear many hats.
And I separate them
And
all the time.
and you do very well doing that. And then there's the other one. Let's listen to the song Letter to Marie. That is a very interesting song. I was lost with it. And then at the end, you have to listen to the end. It was a really, really good song. Trent, you ready for me?
Marie, my dear, when we met, I was unaware that you would be the cause for my life to be put on pause. For 20 long years, locked away and crying tears, the relationship that we shared was banned and illegally declared. But now I'm hearing good news and feeling very confused because the judge now has no justification legally to enforce and continue my detention. But while I sit in jail, hoping that justice prevail, your fragrance is the wind beneath my sail. I beg a joint arbitration for my illegal incarceration. With my freedom, I want compensation. Marie, dear, I still smell your fragrance. After all this time, I smell it in the air. Separated by time and distance. After all this time, I know that you still care. That first day we met, that first flame we lit, still burns inside me, I must admit. The joy we shared, that first day we met, I am begging you, please do not forget. Back then, we made a vow to stay together until the end. Who would ever believe police would come and lock me in the pen? I was sitting there in the park with you glowing in the dark, when your sweet aroma caused the policeman to come over. When the policeman came, I was very ashamed.
He fondled you.
Searching you true and true. I was badly beaten and imprisoned for having and loving you. But with my broken heart, after all these years apart, I love you more than I did at the start. I paid that heavy price, did not follow legal advice. For our love, I made that sacrifice. Marie dear, I still smell your fragrance. After all this time, I smell it in the air. Separated by time and distance. After all this time, I know that you still care. That first day we met, that first flame we lit, still burns inside me, I must admit. The joy we shared, that first day we met, I am begging you, please do not forget. While I was incarcerated, you were liberated. From the contributions you made, many doctors gave you a high grade. For treating chronic pain, autism and depression, glaucoma, diabetes, cancer and alcoholism. As one of the top healers for epileptic seizures in medicine, you made great contributions, healing anxiety, chronic phobia, and Parkinson. But young people must be aware, their young brains you can still impair. Abuse of you can put them in psychic care. You could be a destroyer, or you could be a lifesaver. You were meant to serve, not to be the master. Marie dear, I still smell your fragrance. After all this time, I smell it in the air. Separated by time and distance. After all this time, I know that you still care. That first day we met, that first flame we lit, still burns inside me, I must admit. The joy we shared, that first day we met, I am begging you, please do not forget. I know that times have changed and your life has been rearranged. No longer they hassle you legally when you have to travel. How amazing to see so many who criticize me for openly loving you while secretly they enjoyed you too. Though you cheated on me while I suffered the penalty, I'll soon be free for this carnival anniversary. For your legalization, we will share a joint celebration. As I close this last letter, I remain your prisoner, your husband, John Warner Esquire. This is an open letter to my wife, Marijuana. Freedom is sweet, but you make it sweeter. Marijuana, dear, I still smell your fragrance. After all this time, I smell it in the air. Separated by time and distance. After all this time, I know that you still first flame we lit still burns inside me, I must admit. The joy we shared that first day we met. I am begging you, please do not forget.
So I really, honestly, I am dancing. It is. I'm so impressed, Cameron. I don't know how you did that for a person. I mean,
Well, with this one, I gave more thought. Well, first of all, you know, I'm from school. I
It
was
was-
actually a language student.
Yeah,
I did English, French, Spanish, etc. And with this, I wanted to capture everything in the song. And so I got a copy of the judging criteria for the Calypso, and I decided to write myself like an essay following the
Yeah.
criteria, because I saw that they paid attention to expression of theme, wordcraft, use of subtlety, double entendre, etc.
Wow.
And so I just attempted to include those in writing the Calypso for Murray.
Murray, congratulations, you're king. I can't see otherwise. This song, these songs, these are so well put together. I told you, I am not a lover of Kaiser, but I would want these songs. I have them, thanks. So I've been listening to them, and this Murray is so witty. And I like the fact that she was married to Charles Warner.
Not Charles Warner, John Warner.
John Warner,
We had to
sorry.
choose the name
Charles.
carefully.
To John Warner, so automatically here, her last name would be Warner, so Mary Warner. I was so impressed. I'm listening to the song and I'm like, where's Cameron going with this? It's just, but I was feeling it, and then you were having an understanding of it, and then you took me another part, and then I heard when you heard it, what the doctors would say, and the things that how good Mary was for good for. I said, okay, then I realized it, but it
Yes.
was absolutely.
Because basically, if you dissect the song, it's about a young man who was in the park
Yeah.
by himself,
Smoking up a joint.
innocently smoking
Yeah.
a piece of a plant
Yeah.
that our nature has provided.
Hear who's saying that, a doctor. I love
Well,
it. I
well,
love it. I love it.
One has to have an open mind, you know.
It's true.
Yes, and so I
Yeah.
am very open-minded and objective. I can tell you, I've never used marijuana, but I sympathize with the persons who suffered because of the unfair and harsh punishment that were
Wow.
meted out because of that. And so he was there with the marijuana glowing in the dark, but I put the double entendre, so it was like he was with
It's
us.
amazing. It is absolutely.
I know the policemen used to come and they will take the spliff from the persons, open it and smell it, etc. So that was the fondling.
Yeah, and exposure. Listen, I was listening to the song first. I was like, Cameron smoked marijuana. Was he ever hustled by police officers? How you know all of these? It's so real. And just like you were asked this morning by the gentleman.
We grew up in the ghetto. We know.
Who's John Warner?
Oh, yes, yes.
He said, because he thought it was a real story,
Yes.
not realizing it is so well written. People want to believe that it is, it sounds like a real situation.
And I believe that there are a lot of persons who could
relate to
it, you know, on different levels, whether it is they were imprisoned because of this. I'm sure that the entire Rastafarian community
Yeah.
can relate to it. There's
Yeah.
some persons who now use it for
For
medicinal
medicinal purposes.
purposes. There are also a lot of persons who, I remember when I went into medicine and started to interact with persons on a one-on-one confidential basis, I was shocked to see the amount of professionals who used it also. And so the song spoke to that.
Yeah,
Because we tended to think it was only a certain class
only
of
the-
persons,
yeah,
etc.
those people who want to get a high
Yes.
were the ones who were using it. It was given a bad rap, but let me tell you, Mary should be grateful to you. I think she should understand. I mean, it was a good
But yet we send out a warning to the young persons too.
what it can do.
Yes, yes,
That's what I like about the messages in there. It's not one sided. It's everybody can understand the detriments it can cause and the benefits that it can cause. I mean, it has. So it's really perfectly written. It's a pity I'm not a judge, but Maury,
And
I think the people out there who think the same way, like I have.
one of the things that I hope people don't miss also is when he said that he can still smell the fragrance.
The
in the air.
fragrance.
Although he's in prison, he was still using it, because we know that you can be in there and still have access to these things.
Yeah. It's really, like I said, it was well put together, and I must say congratulations. You have done really justice to this song. It's brought over perfectly. You can't
Mama
take
is
that
great,
from you. It's
yes.
not just the writing of the song, but the way it has been sung. And you've done a great job. You have a good voice, though.
Yes.
For
And
calypso.
Marek, can you give the credits to the other persons who were involved also?
Yes.
Yes.
This second song, Letter to Mary, was musical arrangement and instrument by Abonati Antonio.
Wow.
Abonati Library of Abo's Digital Factory.
Mhm.
And he really put his stamp, his trademark stamp on this song. He put his all into it. It's a more traditional calypso arrangement, and he really did well. I would tell you, when he arranged this song, he was under pressure because he was traveling to Dubai the same week, and he was not able to complete the studio work on it before he left. So what he did, he printed the music and he sent me to the band house to practice. And I practiced with the band. But I recognized very early that there were some missing elements, but I didn't know exactly what they were. And as fate would have it, I didn't get to show up for the first 2 tenths to sing for a number of reasons. The passing of my father, and then there was a very serious accident. Solid Waste in Nevis had a serious accident where we lost a truck, and two members of staff were injured, albeit not seriously to that extent. But I was under a lot of stress and pressure, and so I didn't get to show up for the first 2 tenths, and I never attempted to sing it before he returned to put the final touches on it. And I'm saying now that I'm very thankful that I didn't get to sing the song based on my interpretation of just the music, because I had not put down any voice tracks or anything. But then by the time he came back and we went to work on the vocals and the way how he dissected the chorus with the interplay with the backup vocals and what he did in the verses and stuff like that, how the lyrics were treated, the lyrical fit now was treated to the music. I'm very happy that I never sang the song before. He completed it. Now I'm ready to go.
And just another side, life is so strange because I'm going to be meeting Abonati this evening for the first time in about 35 or so years. He reminded me that when I was in sixth form, he was in sixth form, and our class had gone across to Nevis to work on a joint project. And he,
a joint project?
Yeah. And yeah. And that's a good pun there. Yes.
Okay.
But I actually hadn't remembered at all, and so it's interesting that we're working again on
another joint project.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's amazing, right? Life is just what it is. Cameron Murray, I mean, we are getting close to the end, and there's some information you want to come on. I am so impressed. Honestly, I have not really listened to much of the Calypsonians. They say normally I would lie in bed and I would listen, but for me, some of the songs are just the contents and for me it's just. But these 2 songs, I would congratulate you early. I think on the fact that you're King Murray is your new name.
One step at a time.
King, no, I'm telling you what I find. You have to think, not just, you have to manifest these things to the universe, and it would definitely come through.
I claim it.
And you claim it, definitely. Tell Cameron you have to start claiming things. You manifest them and you claim them, and it belongs to you. And King Murray, I am impressed, but for what you've done with these songs, for a person who doesn't write calypso, who has the ability to write and hide, Dr. Wilkinson, I think you've done a great job. You're not just good at cutting up people, you're very good at dissecting words and putting words together. I mean, it was absolutely great. Absolutely.
I will make a sneak peek comment right now. We already have the 2 songs for Culturama. And if you think that these 2 are wonderful, then I'll just tell you that there seems to be a lot where those 2 came from.
Boy, you see, he's completing his bucket list, huh? He won a Culture King and the National Carnival King.
I am looking forward to getting the carnival season over, and then we get into Culturama Drive, building towards July next year, Culturama 2022. God's willing.
So, you know,
Because the material which has been shared with me to start working on, totally awesome. Totally
Wow.
awesome.
Well, you know, Cameron, you have another job. You have to start putting on your other hat. You have to make sure that Omnicon and Delta stay away from St. Kitts and Nevis, so we can have Culturama next year.
Well, you know, the thing is, we are not going to be able to keep Omicron or the Delta variant out, but we can protect ourselves so that when they do arrive, the effect would not be deleterious. And so the way we protect ourselves is by getting vaccinated. I'm happy to see that persons are coming forward to get vaccinated. The way we protect ourselves is to give ourselves the extra protection through the booster, and also to be reminded that the pandemic is still here with us, and so we need to continue to social distance as much as possible. It's not going to be practical in every single situation, and to wear our mask and to hand sanitize as much as possible.
Well, I don't believe you can get the message out anymore. You've done it in song, you've done it in song again. You've been there. You're at you're the one who's been pushing it. You've been the briefings. You have done all that you could have done as a human being, and it's kudos to you. I think people are taking it for granted. We are taking it for granted. The amount of work that you guys have put in to make sure that we are safe. The way you've neglected and I see you wanting to see your grandson, but you don't have the time to even go. And I felt your pain. And a vacation is something like it's for you. It was, I don't know when, and you know, having those few days to spend with your grandson is the sacrifices that you would have made for us, for people you don't even know, to make sure that we are kept safe. And I don't think that we are grateful enough. We take it for granted.
I try not to make myself the center of attention, but it's interesting you said there are a lot of persons who they may disagree with the protocols and procedures that we have in place, but they need to see the bigger picture that we are working hard to keep the country safe. And it's a personal sacrifice. And there are a number of persons on the task force who were probably not accustomed to the perpetual attacks, etc. As I say, I've become immune to it, you know, but sometimes I know that it bothers them with the sacrifice they're making and the relentless attacks. But we will continue with our relentless fight because the virus is relentless, it's not going to stop. And we need to continue with our efforts to keep the people of the Federation safe. And
let me tell you, people on the outside have recognized it. They have congratulated people who they don't know. They don't know who's at the top. They don't know who's doing what they're doing. But when you look at St. Kitts and how we would have progressed and prospered throughout the pandemic, people want to know what we're doing, what magicians we have there in order for us, for the things, you know, the fact that we don't have the problems that they have. Our economy is still booming. People are still at work, and they don't seem to understand it's because of the hard work and dedication that you guys at the university
and if
have
people
put in
look
place.
back at the stepwise progression and improvement that we've had, I've had someone who told me the other day, he said, boy, you know, I think I'm going to stop cursing you all, you know, because every time I look back 2 weeks, even though we would have been angry at the decisions you all were making then, we can see now 2 weeks later where you have taken us.
Wow.
And that's the most important thing.
Wow.
You know, we have gone from a complete lockdown to a 14-day
now to none.
Quarantine, now to none.
And then zero cases, 10 active cases. We are doing superb. And
Yes.
that's kudos to you guys. I want you to give that the fact that we're grateful to your other colleagues, realizing that, I mean, everybody's not going to look at you and say that you've done well because people are worried their business have taken a great hit, but it's not your fault. It is the pandemic, and you would have tried your best to make sure that the doors are open in a timely manner, and we must say that we're grateful. And Murray, you would have done a great job in taking that message in song. You people who listen to Calypso, because it's like I said, everybody don't hear it from the NEOC readings because it's not everybody who's in tune. But when you can take these different platforms where people can actually listen to the information, the message in the song, it's a very good thing. And your vocals, second to none, Murray. I am so pleased with what you all would have put out there. I hope that this is recording, so I hope that when you're out there on the stage, you're going to do justice to the song. I mean, if not, just the slip sync. that's another thing that you can do.
Well, I'm very happy and blessed that I pulled the number which I pulled, which placed me at number 1 position, appearing on stage tonight. I think this song is very timely and appropriate, and the message is a message which is very fitting to open the competition stage
Just have
of
to say,
our Calypso outing for 2021, and I'm glad that I'll be opening the batting with How Many More.
oh,
And
great.
may God give me the strength and the fortitude and the delivery to put it over the way how it needs to be put over, to give justice to
Wow.
the song, to the lyrics.
You know, and I'm happy
all I
that
want.
you
I just want
you
to
end
know
by
what
speaking about God, because you know He looks out for us. I remember when you came with the person you were talking about, I actually thought it was your brother. The way you were showing so much interest and care in his well-being, and it's only later on I found out that he worked with you, and
Wow.
that was rewarding. And just in this discussion we were having here today, it struck me when you said we had only met 3 times, because we've been communicating via telephone, and I feel like if I've known this man for a long time, and it struck me that we have only met briefly 3 times.
God is in it.
Yes.
That's the whole thing.
Design.
It was designed. It was designed. And these are the things that we...
A duration, 3 times time duration, about 15 minutes max.
That's true.
Wow. Wow. And would have created this that miracle, because it's for me, it's a miracle. You can just write a song in such quick time. You can have a song presented for such a good song for Carnival. It's super. I would say that it's really, God must have had a hand in it. That's where it's at. We're definitely out of time, and I'm infringing. Cameron, it's always a pleasure having you here. And for those of you who have been in tune with the program, I hope you would understand that we are still we're still in a pandemic. We have different variants that are coming out. We are now trying to make sure that we keep the Delta at bay and Omicron at bay. But in order for us to continue to be successful, you have to adhere to protocols. You have to make sure you continue to social distance, wear your mask, wash your hands, as the song would have said, and you have the boosters that are out there. And those of you who have not taken the vaccination yet, we still have Pfizer, we have AstraZeneca still here, and so you can make sure that you can be part of the contributions in all, making sure that these variants are kept at bay. My name is Sandra Quilly Atherton. It was always a pleasure to be here with you, and I'm always grateful when I can have Cameron. Just calling him last night, because I say, Cameron, remember that we were supposed to, and he's here, and we would have given you this much information and entertainment, and I'm always grateful, Cameron.
Thank you, Sandra.
For you always accepting my request. I'm so grateful for that. For those of you who are in tune to Win FM, stay tuned. Voices is up next.